El Nino Southern Oscillation is a natural climate fluctuation. So it's where the oceans are naturally sloshing backwards and forth between the basins, and this moves water and heat about, and it's a natural oscillation. Like if you were looking down at a river, you might see these fluctuations in the river, sometimes spinning one way, sometimes the other. It's a bit like that. So this causes a temporary warming or cooling in the vast tracts of the Eastern Pacific. And this can then have knock-on effects. It can alter weather patterns, it can shift cloud systems about. And the shift in the weather patterns can actually make this signal larger, makes it grow. And so you get this oscillation between these slightly warmer and slightly cooler periods in the Eastern Pacific. And that has ramifications for global weather patterns where it's temporarily drier or warmer or wetter in certain regions. And it's a natural fluctuation, but it's imprinted upon the longer term trajectory of climate change, the warming of climate due to rising greenhouse gases. Scientists have been quite surprised by this whole El Nino La Nina cycle because the level of the warmth, even before El Nino got going in 2023, was surprising. And the flip back to La Nina, normally that would reduce, it would temper that warming slightly. So even though temperature is still massively above pre-industrial levels because of the levels of human emitted greenhouse gases, La Nina would have tempered that warming slightly, but this was quite a weak La Nina. So you can barely see anything going on.
Yeah?
So the cycle from El Nino to La Nina and back again tends to go on for cover the kind of period of around 2 to 7 years. So no one event is exactly the same, and they're semi-random when they do pop up. But But yeah, they come with the regularity of every, say 2 up to 7 years. And we don't really see trends in this so far. So we're continuing to get these El Nino and La Nina events, but the key thing is that now we're getting these El Nino and La Nina events in a warmer world because of rising greenhouse gas levels. So that's making the extremes even more severe, the extremes that are associated with the weather patterns from El Nino or La Nina. When we get these wet or hot or dry extremes across the world, the fact we're living in a warmer world means, these extremes are even more severe. Climate change is beginning to be so large that it's becoming larger than the natural cycles. So in reducing the severity of weather extremes due to these natural fluctuations, it's imperative that we tackle the root cause, so massively and rapidly cutting our emissions of greenhouse gases. So that's the primary solution, but it's not an easy one.